Hi there. I recently bought this Thunder Tiger Pro 61, second hand, but it's in brilliant condition, lovely and clean. It's got great compression, and I put it in my test stand and I ran it, and it ran so sweet, and I thought, you know what, I have to make something for this, something quickly that I can run this engine in. It ran that nice. I just wanted to get it in a plane. And the next thing I know, before I knew what was happening, I'd walked out of a local print shop with this brilliant set of plans for Das Ugly Stik. Now this is a plane that was designed by Phil Craft, and the plans are from RC Modeler in 1985. I actually downloaded them off AutoZone, and if you look in the description below, I'll give you a link for that. So what have we got here? We've got two plans for a 60-inch wingspan Das Ugly Stik, and it will take an engine from, I think it's 40 up to 61, so it's ideal for my Thunder Tiger Pro. And the other thing I liked about it was it's a really simple design. It's really quick to build, it's not intricate, and they fly brilliantly apparently. I think the Stik is something you either love or you hate, possibly, because they're a very simple, square, basic plane, and they don't appeal to everybody. But I thought it'd be just a great plane for my engine. And I understand, I've never flown one, but I understand they're a really good sports trainer. They go exactly where you put them and they fly beautifully. So, this is my next project, and I'm hoping that you'll follow me in this and see how the build goes. As I said, it's a really simple build, square fuselage, nice wings, 17 identical ribs. The plans, two sections, full size, and they've got all the information you need, right down from the formers for the fuselage, the rib templates. So I'm going to get on and build this, and we'll see how it flies. I'll just show you so far what I've been doing in preparation for the build. Okay, well, as I said, I've got this Thunder Tiger Pro, which is going to be the power plant, and it's a 61, and this is going to provide me with oodles of energy. It should, I mean, it runs beautifully, so it should be well powered to run this model. So what have I been doing so far? I've been cutting out the fuselage sides, and you have to do a big splice joint in the back here because it's so long, and I've just super glued that, taped it tight, super glued it, and I've sanded it smooth. There's no doubler on this section, but it should be fine. It's 6mm balsa, it's really thick, and the base of the fuselage, the front section is plywood, and the back section's 3mm balsa with this joining piece here, which I've epoxied in. So they just fit square on top of there. Like I say, it's a very simple design. It's square. There's nothing elegant about it, if you like. So, and for the formers, I've been cutting these out. These are all the formers here. I've still got to sand them and smooth up the holes a little bit. Nobody will see them once the plane's finished, but I don't know. I'll know it's not sanded if I don't. And I still need to check the width to check they're all the right size. Some of the pieces I'm making, I've been sticking on the plans to cut them out and use that as a guide. But where I can get away without doing that, I don't do it, because it can be a real pain sometimes to get the plan off. Sometimes it peels off really easy. Sometimes it can be a bit more difficult. I've been making up the main wing spars. These are 12mm by 6mm, which I couldn't get in softwood, so I've got two 6mm squares and I've glued those together. And I also need to make up a doubler for the central section. The wing ribs, I've made all of the wing ribs now. these are the 10 outer ribs. We've got the 2 final terminal ribs, which are in 6mm, and the rest are, I think it's 3mm. And they're all fitted now nicely onto these spars. The only ribs I haven't finished yet are the central, I think there's 5 central, no sorry, 8 central ribs, which have a slightly wider cut in the middle to take that doubler. If you're interested how I make my identical ribs, these all 17 of them, have a look in the description below, and I'll provide a link to a video where I show how I make identical ribs. It's not new, it's not something I've developed, it's not rocket science, but it's just a good method that I've used and picked up. The tailplane elevator, you'll have seen from the plans that the elevator and the ailerons normally have this kind of scalloped effect. The kind of German sort of World War II kind of look, I think. I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with a different finish, and I'm just taking out those scallops to give a kind of a plainer look. There's still a little bit of flair on the ends, partially because just the thought of covering all those scallops. But anyway, that's by the by. So this is where I've got to at the moment. I'm going to make a few changes to the plans. As always, there's things that I don't like about the original plans, only just a very few things, and we'll just have a quick look at that now. Okay, well the main things that I want to change, or the very main thing, is that the wheels, the undercarriage, the wings, and the front cover for the tank, they're all held on with rubber bands. I do fly a plane which has rubber bands to hold the wings on, and I just don't like it really, and every so often a couple of the bands break, and it's just, I want to try and update this, so I'm going to have, I'm going to modify the wings so they lock in at the front and they bolt down at the back. It just seems to make an easier design. And the same with the wheels, the undercarriage. I'm probably going to put captive nuts on the inside of the fuselage, and I'm going to bolt the undercarriage up into the fuselage. I probably won't remove them when I'm transporting it, but if I do, if I want to, it'll be an easy process, so it's not a problem. And the other thing is the front petrol tank cover and steering wheel cover, steering gear cover. I'm going to make that with just a hook under plate and a little catch, so I don't need to be using elastic bands all the time. So that's the main kind of thing that I'm going to change, is just do away with the use of elastic bands and make it a little bit more slick. The only other thing that I can think of at the moment that I'm going to change is, currently it's got a central servo with these bell cranks, 60 degree bell cranks coming down to the ailerons. I'm not a great fan of this method. I mean, I have used it, I've got a couple of planes with that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick in a separate servo for each aileron. So I'll have 2 servos running rather than that single one in the centre. And I think that's it really. So it's going to be quite a simple couple of changes, hopefully. But I hope you'll follow me with the video and see how it goes.